Hello, and welcome to Norwood Band Department Winter Concert. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mr. Lee, and I'm the band director here. This is my second year here at Norwood, so I'm a little new to the Norwood scene, but it's been really a blessing, and I've really enjoyed my time here. I feel very welcome here at Norwood, and the students that are about to play for you tonight have worked extremely hard these last couple of months since we got here to school in August, and I'm very much looking forward to sharing all that with you. And so some of you might have heard them play alone at home and be really worried about tonight, but don't worry, it sounds much better when they're all together. And so we'll talk more about some of the bands and what they do a little later on, but this is the sixth grade band in front of you. They're a beginning band. Last year, they moved sixth grade up to the middle school, which really helps us out as a music department. Having the ability to have the sixth grade in the same building all together is really great, instead of just having a couple of students in each elementary school. And then this year, this class is every day. Last year, the sixth grade band was 3 days a week, and having them every single day really changes the way that we learn and how much they can get done. So it's been really wonderful. This is a very big night for our sixth graders because this is the first time that they've been on stage up here playing an instrument in front of people. And to say that the nerves were getting some people is a little understatement. They were very nervous throughout this whole week and leading up to this. Lots of the same questions over and over. When is the concert? What are we playing? And that's fine. They've done such a great job, and I'm so proud of everything that they've accomplished this year. It's been really wonderful to have sixth grade every single day, and my last job, that's what I had, and last year with only 3 days a week, it was quite a struggle to try to adjust to that sort of thing, and I hope that people that were here last year can hear that difference in just the tone overall between our beginners, and it really makes a huge difference whenever they have that ability to be here every day and work those muscles, because playing an instrument is not just a something that we sometimes pick up as a hobby. Sometimes that can really change a student's life, and to be able to have it every day can really push us to do really great things here at Norwood. The sixth grade is the future of this program, and they've done such a great job. And again, I'm so proud, and they've really come from nothing to be able to open up in a case and say, I don't know how to put this together, to playing songs is really incredible over this short amount of time. The next tune that the sixth grade will play for you tonight is called Lightly Row. So as I said, the ability to, and this thing that they've overcome this year, to not have an instrument in their hands and not really know what to play, to kind of playing some and going over some and then trying to pick that one that they want to play. And sometimes I'm not the nicest person because I need a good balanced band, and so everyone might want to play a drum back there, but I can't have a band full of drums, and so we try to get that taken care of. But so far, everything that we've chosen for them, or I've chosen for them, has worked out really great. Everyone's doing a really fantastic job. I appreciate you as beginner parents out there listening to maybe not so nice sounds at home as they're working on things, especially if you're the mom or dad of a clarinet player, because sometimes they can squeak very loud and very high. And if you have pets at home, they might go a little crazy. And so I thank you for that, and I thank you for your willingness to go out and rent instruments and try to keep this machine going that we have here at Norwood. It is really wonderful, and it's really great, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how the sixth grade, being here in the school and me seeing them every day, will really bolster this band program. It's really awesome. So the last tune that the sixth grade band will play for you tonight is called Merrily We Roll Along, and I'm sure you'll recognize this whenever we start playing. This is the 7th and 8th grade band. Here at Norwood, because of going through the pandemic and everything, whenever I first got here, and quite a few director changes over the last couple of years, I've decided to combine the 7th and 8th because of that lost COVID year. They were kind of at the same level whenever we started. And so this has happened across the country, where band programs have really lost almost a year or almost 2 years of that development of young students, and it's really going to hurt us for years to come, because our 8th graders, our freshmen, they've just lost those really, really important middle school years in playing, and that's the years that we're developing things and doing a whole lot of learning. And I hope you hear that difference from the 7th and 8th grade band and our 6th grade band, is that it's a whole nother level whenever we get up to this point. So the first tune that the 7th and 8th grade band will play for you tonight is called Shockwave. Thank you. So again, I hope you hear that difference between our beginners who've been playing for a couple months and some of these students who've been playing for over a year, over 2 years, which is, again, fantastic. This group and this whole band has been through a lot of adversity this year. You might have heard from everyone that we were in this room for the first 7-8 weeks of school, because our band room, there is a roof drain right at the center of the room, and it clogged, and it had water just coming into our ceiling tiles until that got too heavy, and then it all crashed down into the band room. And so we were kind of without a home for a couple of weeks, and this was happening while we were trying to fit the 6th grade with instruments, trying to get music passed out for the year, because this happened on the first Monday of school. We started school on Thursday this past year, and that happened on Monday. And so it was quite the challenge to get everything moving, and I always tell them that we were kind of, like I said, without a home for the first couple months of school. And so to be able to go that far and to play like they're playing, with having to switch around and move a bunch of equipment and It's really awesome, and I'm really glad. Everything is taken care of now, and we have been dry over these last couple of weeks and months with all the rain, some of the rain that we've had, so that's very nice. And I'm looking forward to having a home for the next semester and preparing for the spring concert. But again, this group has always done really great. They work so hard, and they're really a good class that keeps me on my toes as a teacher, because they're just always hungry for more, which is really incredible. And I'm so glad that is going on here. And I'm very much looking forward to the future with this crew as well. The next tune that we're going to play for you is called Danza de España. Thank you. So, part of being in any music program, the band, choir, strings here, is this journey to always continue to get better and better and better. And that is always the goal that we have every single year. And so the music that they're playing this year is probably harder than the music they were playing last year. And the music we play for the spring will be harder than the music that we play now. And so it's just this constant push to always get better. And I talk about the push a lot with my students. And this kind of push that we come into class every day, even if we don't necessarily want to be there that day, and we try to do something better than the last time that we were there. And if we have this mentality of always increasing our knowledge or getting better at our instrument or fixing something that we had not played right before, then our ambition is through the roof. I mean, we can play really anything. And so it's so, again, like there's this idea for them to take something very seriously and to put that discipline into play and to make sure that they're getting things correct is truly incredible whenever we really sit down and think about it. I don't hold their hand through some of these parts that we learn. I give them music and we go over things over and over, and I kind of expect them to be able to just play it correct. And if they have trouble, of course we help, but it's all of a kind of responsibility on them. And I think that's so important, and to try to put that into their heads as they go throughout middle school. As I said before, I'm so proud of this group. They don't meet at the same time, so the 7th grade has their own separate bell, and the 8th grade has their own separate bell. So before today, they've only met 4 times, I believe, or 3 times together. And so to be able to just come together and to be able to just play like they're just played for the whole 3 months we've been in school is, again, a testament for this group and just their ability to be flexible and to just have people join their group and just play just fine. So it's really awesome. The last tune that the 7th and 8th grade band will play for you tonight is called Ancient Hunters. This is the high school band. The high school band is made up of our 9th through 12th graders, and they meet every day at 7th bell. And so I'm the last thing they get to see in the day, and I don't know if that's good or bad for some of them. But I'm super proud of this group. They're a small but mighty group, and I appreciate everything that they do. That is, again, the unfortunate thing with some director changes and the pandemic is that we've just lost numbers throughout the year. But the future is bright, which is wonderful, and they have a really great example. These middle school students have a great example of a high school band and what they should sound like. It is really impressive how much sound they can push out of their instruments. And again, I tell them all the time that because they're such a small group, there's no room to hide. You might see some bands around the area that could have 90 to 100 students in their concert band, and I guarantee they have quite a few people that aren't really playing much of anything. They're just kind of hiding in the masses that are there. But there's no hiding here. If you're it, and it's really awesome what they're able to do. They've worked, again, so hard through the adversity this year with everything. And whenever we get into high school, middle school is more about learning the notes, learning how to really play our instrument, learning how to read rhythms. And when we get into high school, we get much more into the musicality of things. You'll hear some slowdowns, you hear some different dynamics, is what we call them, loud or soft, and you'll really hear them start to really refine those ideas, which is wonderful. And so I'm really proud of everything they've accomplished so far this year. I'm looking forward to the spring with them. And the first tune that the high school band is going to play for you tonight is called Siege. I need to stop picking such intense songs because I'm out of breath up here. So thank you so much. So again, I really enjoy the way that we do things here at Norwood because we really get to see the true evolution of everyone from the beginners who've just put together an instrument for the first time this year to some people who've been playing this is their 7th year playing an instrument on stage, which is just incredible. And so just to be able to hear that growth and evolution and the musicality that's happening from everyone is really fantastic. And as I said, for such a small group with only 13 wins, it's really awesome that they can push out that kind of sound. And I'm always very impressed with what's going on. I do need to brag on a student right now. Leah, who plays clarinet, is a German foreign exchange student this year, because whenever we first got to school, I was going to have no clarinets. And then at our very first football game, I think it was before school even started, Mrs. Rarica, who's I'm sure here somewhere, hello, brought me over and said, "This is Leah. She wants to do marching band." I said, "Well, marching band we've already started. We can't fit her in, but high school band, absolutely." And then I come to learn that Germany does not have a band class during the day in school. So I was so happy that she could experience this here in the U.S., and I'm so glad that she came to Norwood. And it's been really, really cool to hear her experiences in Germany playing an instrument and to experience the things that we do here. And so I'm so happy and so glad that she's here, and she's a very good clarinet player for just kind of doing an after-school thing, twice a week? Once a week, yeah. So, I mean, it's just been really great to have her here. It's been awesome. So the next tune that the high school band will play for you tonight is called Dystopia. All right, I brought a cheat sheet because this is the part that I always forget to say things that I want to say. I first want to thank our principals and the district here in Norwood. They've been really great in getting my room fixed with as quickly as possible and getting all that taken care of, because it was a lot of moving parts all at once. And I'm sure Mrs. Akers was super tired of me asking her every day an update on my room, because I did ask her every day. And so I just want to make sure that we were getting in there as quickly as possible. So I just want to thank them for the speediness of what's going on. The district has been really great so far with me coming in here as a new person. They've been helping out. They've got us things that we need. The black chairs that you see were new last year, and so it seems like they're very much caring about the arts here at Norwood, and they're willing to lend a hand where they can. Which is wonderful. I want to thank our band boosters, and if they're around here, I know Mrs. Moore is up here on stage helping out, and then we have Ms. Ham and Mr. Williams and Ms. Hall, and there's so many people here that help and go throughout, and we just met on Monday, and it's just really wonderful that I have a dedicated group of parents that are always there making sure that the things that we do are running smoothly. It makes my life a lot easier, and so I can focus more on them and not have to focus on all that other stuff that's going on. If you would like to help out in any way, please talk to one of these people or myself, and we can get you connected with the right people. The Band Boosters meets every second Thursday a month. And we do a combination of some virtual things and then some here in person. I have two small children at home, a 19-month-old and a 3-year-old, so it's hard for me once I get home to get away from home because they're a little crazy. I know you all understand. And so I appreciate everything they do. Please, it's never too early to help out and to volunteer and to learn the way that we do things. Our big fundraiser we do every year for the marching band is we host a marching band show, and we always need help and volunteers for that. And it's never too early to come tell us that you would like to help and volunteer. I don't have that date quite yet of when that competition will be, but I'll know in February. We don't get to really talk about it as much just because marching band season is over, but the marching band had a really fantastic year. We went to some competitions and won some great awards and got some trophies, and it was just a really nice season. We're constantly rebuilding, and I think we're definitely pushing into the right direction. And so so next year, the 8th grade and even the 7th grade, as going into 8th grade, has an opportunity to join marching band. All that information will come out in the spring, but it's something to look to and to look forward to. I would probably say that every person who's in marching band in here would tell everyone that they should do it because it's a lot of fun. We have a great time. We travel around, and it's a really awesome thing to do in the fall. I'm very proud of everything they've accomplished this year. They worked very hard, and they could probably tell you that I don't give them very many breaks, or we just constantly work, and they probably are tired of that at the end of the season. So on the front table, you might have noticed that I printed off some QR codes for an app that we call the Band app. And so this is an app that you can download on, I have the iPhone QR code and the Android QR code. This is a group that just gives me a line of communication to you. Being new here, whenever I arrived, there was really no good way to communicate to anyone about what's going on. And I'm sure some of you 6th grade parents were like, I don't even know who this person is that's teaching my student. And I'm starting to get those things in place over the next couple of years. So if you join that app, please make sure that you write down who your student is, and so we know who you are and who you belong to. And then from there, we'll just give information out about just things coming up, like a concert. I know the 6th grade will travel to the elementary schools during the school day this coming up in the spring to recruit 5th graders. And so just give you some information about those things. The high school band, it's very important because they do a lot more performing than the middle school groups. But that is hopefully going to change in the next couple of years. So please make sure to get those QR codes out there, and whenever you leave, or if you just want to download it and send me an email, and I can send you a QR code, and you can just take a picture on your TV or your computer screen. That's no big deal. This year, whenever I first got here to Norwood, I noticed that our uniforms weren't quite with the times as we have, and they're a little old, and they don't necessarily match the colors of Norwood because they're royal blue and red instead of navy blue and red. And so this year, and you might have noticed some of the fundraisers that we've been doing, we are starting to push for new uniforms. We are inching ever closer, and I just talked to a rep from a uniform company called Fred J. Miller, who I'm going to go visit next week after school, and we'll get a more concrete idea of what something like that is going to cost. But that is why we've done some fundraisers, and I appreciate everyone here who might have a yard sign in their yard in a couple of weeks and bought some delicious pie and cookies, which I'm sure is already gone, maybe probably gone the first day you got it. So I appreciate all of that, and we'll probably push some more out there. It's just important that we are, getting new things and trying to keep up with everything. They get worn down, and they're pretty old. I think from my research, they're about 20 years old or a little older. So it's about time for new uniforms. And then, as I said before, there's so many opportunities to help and to volunteer, and I mean, we will always take new people, and we need that manpower. And like I said, it's hard for me to do this all by myself and really care about what's the most important thing in this room, which is the students. That's what this whole thing is about. And so the more that it can be alleviated, it just makes everything a lot better. As I said, I'm so proud of everything that's been accomplished here at Norwood. I'm so proud of this crowd that is out there. It is wonderful. We are growing every year, and I hope that continues, and I hope that you will be here with us and to see that good growth and to give these students a really great opportunity to play in a band in school. It's really something they can take with them their whole lives. They can play an instrument forever. It's such a great opportunity for them, and I appreciate, again, all of their hard work that they do, because we definitely work. After the concert is over, they do have some work to do to clean up some things, get this stage cleared off, and so we can't have them quite yet. I still need to put them to work for a little bit, but that's all right. That's what they're here for. So. The last tune that the high school band is going to play for you is called Spirit of an Eagle. So as I said, they have work to do. They put things away, they start cleaning all this stuff off the stage.